Okay, I'm now going to show you how to create a new Kahoot. You can either create a new Kahoot completely from scratch, or you can adapt an existing public Kahoot and edit it for your purpose and your context. And in my Kahoots you can see that I've got a list of ones that I've created and also duplicates like this one, which all I've done is I've duplicated it and then gone to edit it. If I click on it, then you'll see that there are 5 questions, and from this I can then either adapt how long the questions are, or I can maybe remove one question or add some more as I see fit. But I'm actually going to show you now how to create a new Kahoot from scratch, and you can do that by clicking on this button on the top left, and that will take you to this section, which is actually the home screen. I'm going to click on quiz because we're going to create a quiz, and I'm going to call this one London Landmarks. And then you describe your quiz. So, okay, a quiz to test knowledge of famous places in London. Okay, and here you can choose an image. This is a cover image from your hard drive. If you haven't got an image already, you can go to the web, go to a Google search, and click on an image and save that to your hard drive. I'm going to go in here and select an image which I've already downloaded, which is a sort of generic image of some London landmarks without actually giving away the answer. And here in the description I can also add some hashtags as well. Now this will mean that when other people come to search it under public Kahoots, then it may be found more easily. So if I put hashtags in the description, that will make it more searchable. Then we have some options to choose how visible it is, either just to me or to everyone. If you choose everyone, then it's automatically going to be made public. You have a whole range of languages that you can choose from. I'm going to choose English, and then you select your audience. Now, not only is the audience important for your Kahoot, but when other people search for your Kahoot, they may want to filter it by one of these. I'm going to say this is for a school. And now here in this box you can credit your resources, and it's a good idea to credit resources and images if they are indeed need to be referenced. If it's just younger learners, you may not want to go into too much detail here. If you are a teacher, it's a good idea as a good practice to say where you got the images from. But if you then want your students to create their own quizzes later on and they're young learners, maybe just a Google image search would be sufficient. But ideally ones without watermarks, and they need to be good, clear, big sized files because they're going to be displayed on the main screen in the classroom. Okay, another thing you can do, instead of having an image at the start of the quiz when the pin number comes up, you can have an introductory video. And what you can actually do is you can go to YouTube and you can select a video, an existing video, and this will play in the background or on the big screen when the pin number comes up while your students are logging in, and this is a way to stimulate students' interest without giving away answers. So let me just say I'm going to choose that video. If I copy the link and paste that in here, then that will actually play during the introduction. But I'm not actually going to do that this time. I'm going to click OK because I want to use the image rather than have a video, and then I can start to add my questions one by one. So for each question you need to choose how many possible answers, what those are, the time allowed to answer each question, which is between 5 and 120 seconds, that's 2 minutes, and you can embed an image or part of a video using the starting point from YouTube in here. So you can actually play a clip from YouTube and select how much of the video that you want to show. Here you can select on and off reward points, so if you want to reward your students at points so it's competitive, you can have it on as yes, or if you don't want it to show up, you don't want to have a leaderboard, then you can say no to that. So, okay, so let's actually start filling in some questions. My first question is going to be, what is this building called? And I'm going to choose an image from my hard drive, which is going to be this one, and then I'm going to start typing in some possible answers in the boxes. Remember, you have 4 answers. That's going to be okay, and And again, for each question I can credit the image or video resource that I used. Now, before you move on, you need to make sure that you select the correct answer each time. So in this case, it's going to be answer 3, and when I'm happy with that, I'm going to click next, and then my question is listed, and I can move on and add my second questions, which I'm going to do here. Okay, my second question is going to be this, and I'm going to choose that image. I'm going to leave it as 20 seconds as my time allowed, and then I'm going to put in my 4 possible answers. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, this time I'm looking for the name of a street or road. There's 4 possible answers, and I'm just remembering to select the correct answer before moving on, and then on to question 3. So I could do this. That's my question. Okay, this time it's going to be this, and I'm going to type in my possible answers once more in the boxes here. Okay, and to select the correct, and then finally one more question. Here, another image. Of London, say Kensington Palace, and let's say Canary Wharf. Okay, and for this one I'm clicking here. Now, just a word about the boxes. You do have a limit of 95 characters for the question, and 60 character limit for each of the answers. But if you find that restrictive anyway, you can use the image box by typing in on a Word document and then doing a screenshot and then saving that as an image. So say you want to have a very long quote and then say who is this quote from, you could use the image file as a way of having a longer question. Okay, so I've got my 4 questions here, and that's going to be enough to demonstrate a real quiz. Obviously at this stage you can edit at any time, you can change the timing, and you can also edit the question at any stage. But once you're happy with what you've got, you can save the whole thing, and from this screen you can then preview your game, which will show you the split screen as it did before, which on the left hand side will show you what would be seen on the big screen, and on the right hand side what would be seen on the mobile. And at this point you can also look at your game options. Now these apply to your own and all other Kahoots that you play. Game options can be changed, so you can have answer streak on, you can randomize the order of questions, randomize the order of the answers. This one's quite key. You can display the game pins throughout, which is very useful for latecomers. You can automatically move through questions. You can have that switched off so that you don't have to have the teacher clicking on the next button every time. And there's a couple of other options in there as well, which you can edit your game by. But I'm actually going to play my game for real, so I'm going to press play it. Okay, and my game is now loading up. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to select Classic, and I'm going to actually sign in on a different browser, and I'm going to enter the game number in there and choose a name, which means I'm in here. But I'm also going to type the same pin number into 2 other devices, like so. Okay, so as you can see, I'm signed in 3 different places, one on a browser and one on an iPad and one on an iPhone. and your students may have their own devices, and this is so I can show you the leaderboard and what a real life game looks like in real action. So I'm ready. There's my image at the start, and I'm ready for question 1, straight into this. So what is this building called? And now that will appear on each of my devices, so I'm going to select one. I'm going to select this one on my browser, and then on my iPad I'm also going to select some answers. So once everyone has answered or the time runs out, you'll see immediately who has answered correctly and who has answered incorrectly. The correct answer will be shown on the screen, and if you need to explain why that was the correct answer, you can at this point show the image on the big screen and say, this is Buckingham Palace, or whatever it is you need to say. You can close that down, and once you click on next, then it will immediately show the leaderboard, who's got the questions right and who's in the lead at this point, if you've got your game settings to show points awarded. Okay, so we'll move on to the second question. And again, on my browser I'm going to select this one, and then on my other devices I'm going to choose some answers. Okay, I've answered for 3 different possible. 2 of them got it right and 1 of them got it wrong. If I click next, again it will show my updated leaderboard and who is in the lead. Again, you can have this so it automatically goes on to the next question, but I've got the current game settings as to that the teacher needs to click that to move on, because they may want to explain why that was the correct answer. Okay, next question. Again, we've got 3 answers given. Everyone's chosen a different answer. It shows the correct answer here. Again, I can show the image to explain why it's called the London Eye in this case. And at any point, any new latecomers can join, because the game number is shown, a game pin is shown at the bottom of the screen. And finally, the last question. Okay, I'm going to say Kensington Palace. And again, if the time runs out, that will automatically go to this screen, and if you haven't answered in time, then you will actually be deemed to be wrong. Okay, so once you've actually completed the game, on the main screen it will tell you who your top scorer is and how many points they got, and on each individual player screen it will tell them whether they've won or where they finished. So on this screen it was the winner, and on my other 2 devices it said that they both got into the top 5, which they did on this occasion. You can look at the results, and you can also ask your students to rate the game, so they can give it a score and an emoticon. And if you wish to, you can go back to the final results. And the other thing you can do once you finish the game is you can save or export your results as an Excel spreadsheet, or you can save it to a Google Drive. So that's how you play and create a quiz in Kahoot.